Hi. In this video, we will learn how to work with Excel formulas and functions. I know sometimes formulas and functions can confuse people. They wonder what the difference is. Essentially, formulas are user-made. You, the person using the Excel software, builds your own formula. So, if, for example, I do 1 plus 2 plus 6 minus 3, that is a formula I have built into Excel. Whereas functions are formulas that are already built into the Excel software. Now, so over here, we'll see how we can use formulas to multiply, to subtract, to add, and to divide. In columns C and D, I've got a range of figures. We'll start first by learning to multiply. And remember, to start any formula in Excel or function in Excel, you start with an equal sign. So we type in the equal sign. And here there are a couple of ways to do that. Some are convenient and quick. We'll start with the basics. So we could just, after equal sign, we could just type in the figure 8 because we want to do 8 multiplied by 2. We do 8 multiplied by the multiplication sign in Excel is the asterisk sign on your keyboard. So we do 8 by 2. Then we have 16. That's a way to go about it. That's as simple as that. You type in 8 by 2. If we come here, we could do same and do equals and type in 8 by 4. And we have 32. Really, that isn't the best way to go about it. What it means is that if this figure changes to, say, 4, your figure here will not change. You want your formula to remain dynamic so that if any figure changes here or changes here, the final result here will also change. So let's get back to the 8 and remove these. So we start again, and this time we shall use cell names or cell references. If we look at where 8, the figure 8 is, it is in column C and row 6. So the name of the cell is C6. So we say C6, we type in C6 by, if we look at the figure 2 right here, it's in column D and row 6. So it is in D6. So we type in D6 and enter. As you do, you realize that these two cells are highlighted, one in blue and one in red. Now you just enter and you have your figure 16. Now this is dynamic. What it means is that if we come here and change this figure to 4 and enter, the result here also changes. That makes using cell references or cell names dynamic. Now let's get back to it and type in our 8. Once we do, we are back with our initial figure of 16. Well, still a more convenient way to do this. We'll go back and type in the equal sign in the same cell. And this time, instead of typing in the cell references or cell names, we shall just click in those cells. So we'll have equals 8. Once you click in there, the cell reference is put in here for you. 8 by 2. So we have C6 by D6. You enter and you have your formula. This is also dynamic. You will notice that when you click in cell E6, where the final figure or final answer is, click here and come up to the formula bar over here. You will see the formula in that cell. The formula bar shows you what goes on behind the scenes for you to get that result or figure of 16. Now let's learn to subtract. Same concept. You do an equal sign, come into C6 and click it, minus, and click D6, enter, and you have your figure. We come here to add. Same concept. Equal sign, click in C6, you have your C6 there, plus D6, enter, and you have your figure 10. That's correct. We come to divide. Same way. Enter equals, click in C6, divide, and the division sign in Excel is the / on your keyboard. So we do C6 divided by, clicking D6 divided by D6, we have 4. That is how easy to enter formulas in Excel. It's that simple. We want to repeat the same formulas for C7 through to D11 right here. Easy way to do that is to use what is called the autofill handle that helps you copy formulas for the rest of your data without the need to keep clicking or keep entering cell references or cell names. And to do that, you click in the cell with your formula. You come down to the bottom right corner of the cell You see this green small box here. Hover your mouse over it until it turns into a small black cross. Now you click and hold, and you can drag for the rest of the cells or for the rest of the figures, and there you have it. We have 8 multiplied by 4 gives you 32. We have a 9 multiplied by 3 gives you 27. So we have 12 multiplied by 4 gives you 48. So that's how easy it is for you to replicate or for you to copy formulas down to the rest of the figures. We do same for the subtraction. We come here, click and hold, drag for the rest of the figure. Notice something here. If we click in cell F6 and go up to the formula bar, we see that the formula in there is C6 minus D6. If we come to F7 and go up the formula bar, we see that the formula is C7 minus D7. And if we come here, it is C8 minus D8. You see that Excel senses a certain pattern in your formula. It sees that you are subtracting figures in column C and column D. Once it sees that pattern, it copies that for the rest of your figures. Now we come here and do same for the addition. We hold and drag down. We do same for the division. We hold and drag down, and that's it. You have your figures. 8. We have 4 divided by 4. You have 1. You've got 6 divided by 3. You have 2. That's how easy it is to use the autofill handle to copy your formulas down to any range of figures. Now we come to the functions. Here we'll learn how to use a sum function. As I mentioned earlier on, the functions are inbuilt formulas in Excel software. The sum function essentially is a total of a range of figures. So we want to see the total for C6 to C11. We come in here, we type in the equal sign and type in sum. Once you do, you open parentheses, and in the same way, come and click on the first figure, cell C6, and then you drag down to select the rest of the figures right through to cell C11. Now close parentheses and enter. We do same for the average. Equals, you type in average, open parentheses, in C6, colon, and then type in C11. And it's selected for you, close parentheses, enter. We come to minimum. That shows you the minimum is the minimum figure in this range of figures. So again, here we do equals, type in min, open parentheses. You can type in C6, a colon, and then C11, or you can come right up here, click and drag to select the rest of the figures. And there you have it, C6 to C11, close parentheses, and enter. You have your minimum figure of 4 in that range of figures. And then we come to the maximum figure, max. Type equals, type in max, open parentheses. The same way, click here and drag to the rest, close parentheses, and you have your maximum figure in this range as 12, and correctly so. Well, since we apply the autofill feature for the rest of the formulas here, we should apply the autofill feature for the rest of the functions here as well for each column of figures. For column D, for column E, for column F, G, and H. And in doing so, all you do is come and hold the autofill handle, click, hold, and drag. You have your sum for all these columns. If you click in the result and go up to the formula bar, you see that the sum is a range from D6 to D11, D6 to D11, D6 to D11. And if we click here and go to the formula bar, we'll see that the sum is H6 to H11, H6 to H11. Fantastic. Again, we would apply the same autofill feature for the rest of the functions. We hold here and drag, so that again Excel will sense a pattern. It sees that you are checking the average of these columns of figures minus these ones. It doesn't include these ones. It does for only these columns of figures. We'll come here and copy the min function for the rest of the columns. And then we'll come here and copy the max function for the rest of the columns. So here, the maximum in this column from H6 to H11 is the figure 4. And here, the maximum for G6 to G11 is 16. So these are the fundamentals or basics of working with Excel formulas and functions. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.